Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Is it possible to make fun of a movie you like? I don't know, but I'm doing it. This is Hook. Well, people either love or hate this movie. Personally, I love it. I love the premise, I love the two lead actors, and I love the fact that it actually tries to dive into the psychology of Peter Pan. But with that said, there are a lot of stupid things about it too. It's very cliched, very corny, and filled with even more Spielberg whimsical schmaltz than, Peter Pan. But my nostalgia aside, does that technically make Hook a good movie or a bad movie? Well, let's not waste any time. Let's cut right into Hook. So our story begins as we start off with the backstory of Peter Pan.
Boy, why are you crying? I was crying because I couldn't get my shadow to stick.
Boy, I thought the production values would be a little better than this. Actually, this is a school play, starring the daughter of our main character, Peter Pan, played by Robin Williams.
Want a meeting tomorrow, a.m.?
Dad, my game. You promised.
Listen, it's my son's big game. I'll be there. My word is my bond.
And by that I mean I'm lying to you, and this will become the focal point of the movie. So we cut to the next day at his son's game. Why Santa crisis the Empire, I have no idea, as we see his father is running late having fun with the people at work. So he sends a co-worker to the baseball field to film the game, ouch, which causes him to lose. Peter tries to make it up to him on their plane ride to Britain, which is on an airline that hasn't existed for years, but the pun was too tempting, as Jack wants nothing to do with him.
Jack, next season I'm coming to 6 games, I promise. My word is my bond.
You junk bond.
Terrorist! How'd he get that baseball past security? So it turns out they're going to Britain because Peter's old caretaker Wendy, played by Maggie Smith, is having a children's hospital dedicated to her.
Is Granny Wendy the real Wendy from my play?
Yes.
No, honey, not really.
Sort of.
She also has another lost orphan that she looks after named Toodles. Starting to see a connection here?
Lost.
Lost what?
I've lost my marbles.
Pray to God he laughed at that joke because this movie has 3 variations of it. So Peter explains what he does for a living and why it's kept him away from London for 10 whole years.
I'm still in the mergers and acquisitions,
Any
and I'm
resistance?
dabbling into some land development.
Any resistance, and he blows them out of the water.
So, Peter, you've become a pirate.
What was that? Well, anyway. Before the dedication, he gets a call from work, but the kids are just too darn noisy for him to hear.
You're a $5 billion deal falling apart because of this? Why didn't somebody just shoot me in the head?
Bang! Bang!
Well, everybody just shut up!
I'm sorry.
More, get him out of here, will you? I'm on the phone call of my life.
I mean, it's not like I can just go into another room or something. So after that blow up, they get ready to go to the dedication dinner for the new hospital.
Toodles made it for me. It smells nice.
It's paper, honey.
Dude, how much of a killjoy is this jerk?
Dad, is there a Santa Claus?
No!
Is there an Easter Bunny?
No, we made that up too.
Is there a God?
Well, scientifically speaking, they've never proven that God actually exists, so probably not. In fact, the majority of religions, if not all religions, are completely false. Oh, what?
Hey, Jack. Jack, you're in charge now. This is my very special watch, so you can keep track of the time.
I hid this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass 2 years.
So the night's a big hit. The children's hospital is named after her, but something evil is lurking outside the window. Okay, here's my question. This is obviously Hook coming in to kidnap the children, but what the hell is he doing? Where'd the green smoke come from? How is he able to move things without touching it? Did he sell his soul to Satan on his way to Earth? Zool, the motherfucker, Zool!
You all right? Wendy?
I felt a great disturbance in the force.
So they come home to find that the place has been broken into and the children have been kidnapped.
Dear Peter, your presence is required at the request of your children. Kindest personal regards, Jess Hook. Captain.
P.S. I don't care what anyone says, I love to license to wed. So they call the police as Detective Phil Collins here comes in to look over the situation. I'm not even kidding, that's really totally Phil Collins. IMDb it. It's totally him.
I've forgotten how to fly.
Yeah, well, one does. Good night, sir.
I'm off to ruin Disney's Tarzan. So Wendy decides to have a little talk with Peter about why all this has been happening.
How far back can you remember, Peter?
You work with orphans. You taught me to read. You arranged for the adoption by my American parents, Hank and Jane Banning.
You were 12, nearly 13. I mean, before that.
There's nothing before that.
I have the same unquestioned repressed childhood memories that everybody has. What?
That was when you decided not to go back to Neverland.
Where?
To Neverland. Peter?
What?
The stories are true. And now he's come back to seek his revenge.
It's Dustin Hoffman, Peter. He wants to outmug you. So Wendy tells Peter about his true origins, but not surprisingly, he doesn't believe it. However, that night he gets a little bit more proof than he needed. Tinkerbell comes in, played by Julia Roberts.
And if less is more, there's no end to me, Peter Pan.
Peter Banning.
Pan.
Banning.
Pan.
Banning.
Well, however you are, it's still you. Because only one person has that smell.
Smell.
Yes, your love of Mexican food was always a dead giveaway.
And I have to admit, this is one of the casting choices I didn't like. I mean, she doesn't do a horrible job or anything, but she plays it way too American sweetheart-ish. Tinkerbell in the original story could be nice, but she was also jealous and deceiving. This was the fairy that tried to have Wendy killed, remember? And now she's just way too smiley and innocent. I mean, come on, Julia Roberts, you're supposed to play this conniving, attention-seeking person. You know, less like this and more like... yeah. So Tink tries to tell him who she is, but Peter still has a hard time grasping it.
I do not believe in fairies.
Every time someone says, I do not believe in fairies, somewhere there's a fairy that falls down dead.
I do not believe in fairies!
So Tink knocks him out and eventually flies him off to Neverland. On their way, she sprinkles some fairy dust on a kissing couple and they fly up into the air. It's a cute joke, but I have to admit, something about that couple seems familiar. It's George Lucas and Carrie Fisher? I swear to God, that's not a joke. George Lucas and Carrie Fisher are the couple kissing on that bridge. Go, erotic fan fiction writers, to your keyboards! A new world of sexual Star Wars fantasies awaits you! So she carries him off to the obvious set of Neverland. And thankfully, she drops him in the most safe and protected area she could find. In the middle of the fucking pirate village! That's like dropping an ant in an anteater convention.
Gentlemen, I'm looking for someone.
You big me devil!
I'm sorry, but when did Tinkerbell get so friggin' strong? She knocks out pirates, tosses them around, carries Peter to Neverland. Someone's been eating her steroid Wheaties. So after raising Tinker hell, she disguises Peter as a pirate and sneaks him aboard Hook's ship. So we see the villainous Hook, played by Dustin Hoffman, and his sidekick Smee, played by Bob Hoskins.
Finally, I'm going to kill Peter Pan, that cocky boy who cut off my hand and fed it to the crocodile. Who killed that cunning crocodile? Who stuffed him? Who made him into a quiet clock? Who went into the other world and stole Pan's children? And who didn't believe I could do it?
So he brings out the children as Peter accidentally outs himself trying to lunge after them.
Who are you? I'm Peter Panning, attorney at law. Those are my children, and I want them back. Please.
Those are your
children.
These are your children.
Yes, they are.
And you're
Peter.
You're Peter.
Yes.
You're Peter.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You're Peter.
Yes.
Oh, those are your children.
The first base.
Who is on first?
Have you got a first baseman on first surgery? Then who's playing first? Absolutely.
Shut up!
No. Yeah.
So Smee proves that he really is Peter Pan by pulling out his medical records. How the hell did he get that? As Hook can't believe what a worn-out sack of neverpuke Peter Pan's become.
Disaster. Which must be remedied.
Expediently, I agree.
I want my children. For me, the stakes can be no higher.
And for me, so they can have sunk no lower. And I want my war!
Die! The ninjas must die! So he makes a deal that if Peter flies up and touches his children's fingers, he'll let them all go.
I'm coming, sweetheart. Come and give me a hand.
I already have.
Oh yes, I went there. But it turns out Peter forgot to take his Flyagra and is unable to get up. This comes as a serious disappointment to Mr. Hook.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid I have decided to cancel the war.
I will instead run Ernest Goes to Camp. Oh. But before he can kill him, Tinkerbell strikes up a deal with the captain. She says that if he gives her 3 days, he can get him back to normal.
And you'd better deliver it, Miss Bell, or no amount of clapping will bring you back from where I will send you.
There's a butt crack with your name on it. Oh. So Hook agrees, but Pan is accidentally knocked over. Thankfully, he's saved by a Skittles commercial as he's lifted up to the hideout of the Lost Boys. But the boys don't recognize him as their new leader, named Rufio, suggests they chop him into pieces.
Can't fly, fight, or crow. If any of you says this here scug ain't Peter Pan, cross the line.
You know, for a lost jungle boy, he sure does seem to put a lot of moose in that hair, doesn't he? But luckily, their oracle or something comes in and sees the pan inside him. So the Lost Boys finally decide to help Peter out. But unfortunately, Hook and Smee have a diabolical plan to make Pan's kids love Hook, as that would be the ultimate revenge.
Jack, your father went to your sister's school play, did he not? Or did he go to your baseball game?
How'd you know about that?
That's a legitimate question. Where are they getting all this information? Medical info? Background history? Is there just a private records building that's way too lenient on their policies?
Yes, I would like the medical records, background history, and current address of a Mr. Peter Banning, please.
I don't know. That sounds suspicious.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Also, I need a background check on his children. Please include any current emotional scars that might have been made in the past few days or so.
Now that sounds really suspicious.
Now, does a man dressed as a pirate with a hook on his hand honestly strike you as suspicious?
I suppose not.
Good. Now, could you hurry along? I have a flying green puff of smoke I need to catch.
Okay.
Most excellent.
While Maggie seems defiant, Jack seems a little bit more lenient to Hook's offer, which means Peter has to work even faster to get in shape for the big fight. But while they take a break for dinner, Peter sees just what the kids eat on a regular basis. Oh, it's the Callista Flockhart diet.
Eat up!
Eat what? There's nothing here. Gandhi ate more than this.
It turns out Peter has to use his imagination in order to make the food appear, as he does just that. Now they have all the beautiful purple paste they can eat, I guess. But Peter's popularity disturbs Rufio as he throws the world's slowest moving coconut towards him. That coconut had just 2 days left until retirement, you bastard! So the chubby black kid that everyone for the longest time thought was the kid from Good Burger talks about their old friend Toodles.
How could you know Toodles?
He was a lost boy. These are his marbles.
He really did lose his marbles, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost them good.
I can't believe we're still trying to hammer in this joke.
Do you remember your brother Peter?
Wish I could. Shh, listen.
I hear Spielberg trying to be forcibly whimsical.
The stars are all my friends till the night time ends, so I know I'm not alone.
You know, it's at times like this that I really wish the Pirates of Neverland would collide with the Pirates of the Caribbean. So Hook has more plans to lure Jack to his side as he brings him to a museum of broken clocks. While in here, he convinces Jack to smash his father's watch.
This is for never letting me blow bubbles in my chocolate milk. Yay! For never letting me jump on my own bed. For never doing anything with me. This is what your family goes through. And your friends and mine!
So Hook puts on a baseball game for Jack as Peter is told that stealing Hook's hook will make him proud and give him the energy to crow. But he's distracted when Jack is brought up to bat. Was there fucking smoke on that bowl? Smee is a fucking Olympian!
Hi, Jack!
My Jack.
Yes, I do believe that is.
My Jack.
So he goes back to the hideout, which isn't really much of a hideout, it's a tree with lights, as he stumbles upon an old cave from the past. Or Fraggle Rock, I forget which.
Do you like my dress?
What's the occasion?
You are. It's a welcome home party.
I've been waiting here 9 hours in this dress, just praying that you'll stumble onto this. Thank you for stumbling onto this!
I remember.
And thus we begin the reconstruction of Peter Pan's memory. Which must be missing a few gaps because there are a bajillion plot holes in this next few minutes. In fact, let's count them down.
What happened here?
Hook.
Hook.
Burnt it when you didn't come back.
Well then, why did you build the new hideout on top of the old hideout? In fact, why the hell doesn't Hook just burn that?
I remember my mother. I remember her.
After graduation, he will prepare for a judgeship in the highest court.
I was afraid because I didn't want to grow up, because everybody who grows up has to die someday. So I ran away.
You strolled away as you can't really run yet. I guess he used his psychic powers. And plus, you're a friggin' baby! You have no concept of age or death, or even the color orange. How can he comprehend all this?
You brought me to Neverland. You taught me to fly.
Okay, so if he went to Neverland to never grow up,
then why is he constantly growing up?
He was a baby, then he was a boy, and now he's a friggin' teenager? I'd sue Neverland for fucking false advertising!
There, that's 5 major plot holes in the past 5 minutes. 5 major plot holes! What the hell happened? You're doing pretty good up until then. What, did the writers of Lost come in to explain everything?
I expected my shadow and I would join together like drops of water.
Why are you crying?
Because you're Gwyneth Paltrow and you're gonna grow up to win an Oscar. I'm gonna grow up and get a supporting role on Sisters.
I came back many times for Wendy. Always in the spring.
Peter!
And then I came back. The last time.
Peter, I can't come with you. I've forgotten how to fly. I'm old, Peter.
Whoa, Crypt Keeper!
No, no, no. That's my grandchild. Moira, asleep in the bed.
Peter's tights suddenly become a lot tighter as he decides he wants to stay with Moira because she looks hot. I don't know, I've heard of dumber reasons. But then he remembers his happy thought.
I know why I came back. I know why I grew up. I wanted to be a father.
That's right, to have children of his own to neglect and forget about. This, of course, gets him flying and sewing some new tights together as he rediscovers his childhood and shows off to the Lost Boys. This doesn't please Rufio, though, as he gets out his golden sword. Finally, this is the giant epic battle we've all been waiting for. Okay.
You are the man.
But it turns out Peter might have gotten too much of his memory back.
Oh, you're sick. Maybe you need a Band-Aid. Or a thermometer. Thermometer make it all better.
Oh, no, Peter, it's not about that.
Never put the thermometer now. It's got all that.
Can we get the jerky, neglectful Peter back?
Do you remember your next great adventure to save your kids, Peter?
Peter Pan's got kids?
Why are you in Neverland?
Well, that's easy. To always be a little boy and have fun. I like this game. Ask me another one.
Okay, can you form a sentence out of these words? Up the fuck shot! But Tinkerbell, out of nowhere, suddenly changes size and dresses because, well, here, she explains it.
This is the only wish I ever wished for myself.
That's it. Good explanation, huh? I think you're making me go through puberty again. Oh!
Moira. I love Moira. Jack and Maggie. I have a plan. Tink? Come on, you gotta come.
Well, she was about to until you did. Oh, that. Yeah.
You silly ass, go.
So, that was awkward. As we get ready for our final battle, in which Peter carves a hole in their sail that Honestly, I don't think Edward Scissorhands could have cut as well on the fly.
It's Peter Pan.
I recognize him from his peanut butter.
Time does fly.
So Jack actually doesn't recognize him. I guess he got those hypnotic glasses on loan from Clark Kent. As they have themselves a merry little battle. Feel free to join in, guys. A super hyper adult child with a sword is not easy to battle one-on-one.
Ah, it's the pirate's life, my lad! Jack!
No. I think you mean my Jack. But luckily, the Goonies of the Caribbean show up to give Peter his much-needed help. That's right. They fight off the evil pirates and their sharp swords with eggs, paint, and whatever other Easter decorations they can find.
Maggie! Wait! Ain't you Peter Pan?
Hey, if Robin Williams came out to me and said he was Peter Pan, I'd jump too. So he rescues Maggie as we see Hook and Rufio are duking it out.
Hook, no!
Sheesh, sort of literally overblown fan there, don't you think?
Hook, no!
I wish I had a dad like you.
That and not getting stabbed would have been nice.
So just when Peter finally has the chance to kill the bastard, he stupidly doesn't.
I swear to you, wherever you go, wherever you are, I vow there will always be daggers bearing notes. I'm James Hook. They will be flung at the doors of your children's children's children.
You've seen Hollywood make sequels out of worse scenarios. This must end today! So Peter gets out his magic sword, on loan from the firework factory, as they prepare to duke it out.
Better die, Peter.
To die would be a great adventure.
Death is the only adventure you have left.
I've seen your future in movies. There is little promise. So they have their sword fight back and forth until Peter is cornered and unable to get out.
I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you, Peter. I believe in you. I believe in you.
I believe in you, Peter. And I'm Jesus.
So Peter finally beats him. Now does he kill Hook? No, he just gives him back his sword. I'm sure Hook will be very gracious of this. Oh yeah, he's the fucking villain.
Bad boy, that's stop!
Now we end this.
So Peter and Hook fight some more, he de-wigs the guy, and he finally beats him down. So, now does he kill Hook?
Daddy, let's go home. Please.
After all, what would the world be like without Captain Hook?
Probably like a world without bean chairs. Some would notice, but not a huge loss. So after not killing him for a third time, our family finally decides to go home. Happily ever after. Psych! Hell Hitler.
Fool James Hook is Neverland!
Boy, you'd think for a pirate he'd be a little more honest. Okay, what the hell is Tink made out of? Is she made out of steel? Is she the Blippin' Tinkinator? This whole movie could be over in like 5 minutes. Tinkerbell breaks into the ship, fights off all the pirates, and flies the kids back home. They should have called this movie fucking Tinkerbell. She's the real hero. My mother went the same way. So Hook is defeated, Peter flies his kids back home, and he leaves the not good burger kid in charge.
That was a great game.
You are a bad actor.
I know her. She looks like an angel.
Ugh, I don't know, that line seems to stink of Lucas.
Are you an angel?
So the mother is reunited with her children as, I guess Peter got drunk on his way back to the house.
Hello.
I'm here to blur the lines of reality. So Peter says goodbye to Tinkerbell and Janitor Smee. Yeah, how does that make sense? What? As he becomes the insufferable child at heart that his family always wanted him to be.
I think these belong to you.
Look!
I didn't lose my marbles after all. Wendy, look, see? I didn't lose my marbles after all.
We got to use this joke one more time! We got to use this joke one more time!
And once for me! Seize the day!
And that's Hook. You can probably see why people either love it or hate it, but despite its nostalgic value, does it still hold up? Well, the third act is where it gets a little too cheesy. The cliches are overwhelming, the plot holes are just unbelievable, and a lot of the child actors don't do a very good job. But still, I think the first 2/3 of the movie are pretty solid. I like how seriously it takes itself, but never too much that they can't get in some really good character-based jokes. The atmosphere is heavy, the effects are actually pretty damn good for the time, and when the writing wants to be funny, it can be really damn funny. I didn't even show you half of the really hilarious scenes that are in this movie. So for me, it still holds up, despite its corniness and over-the-top whimsical moments. I will say it could have been a great family film if it was a little more edgy, but as is, it's not bad. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out and decide for yourself. I'm a nostalgia critic, and I don't believe in fairies.